Hey there, hey there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You who thinks that you, for whatever reason, are not worthy. You who thinks so little of yourself that you think you don't deserve anything. You think that you are just the epitome of lameness. But you're not. You're really, really not. And I promise you this because somebody out there, myself included, but somebody out there sees your value. And if they don't now, someone will. I can promise you this because I myself have been through some really difficult times, and I've dealt with some very, very difficult people. But those people didn't always see my worth either. So they really weren't worth putting up with in the first place. But there was a time that I did. There was definitely a time that I allowed those people into my life. I let myself get bogged down with all of the things that I don't like about myself. But I'm here to tell you that it can get better. It will get better. And you are worthy. You are worthy. I promise you this. And I know that you are worthy because I know that every day you get up and you try. Do you know how hard it is to get up every day? Just to get up and try when you feel like you can't, or you don't want to, or what's the point? You are a fighter. You are much stronger than you realize. You are a warrior, and I know that might sound silly, but you are, and you do what needs to get done. And it's okay. Sometimes it doesn't always get done as fast as you want it to, or quite the way that you want it to, but that doesn't matter, okay? Because the universe has a way of working things out, even if it's not exactly how we planned. There is going to be someone out there that sees your worth, and if they don't now, they will. And I say that because each day when you get up, that is a new opportunity. And unbeknownst to you, maybe, or maybe more beknownst to you, people are noticing you. They are noticing the strength that you have. They are noticing your amazing qualities. And if somebody takes advantage of that, I want you to ask yourself, if somebody takes advantage of that, I want you to ask yourself, are they worth it? I don't think they are. Because you, good, kind soul, are doing your best. And you want people in your life that see that, and that value that, and that really see you for who you are. It took me a long time to realize I didn't want people in my life that weren't weren't seeing the value in me. I didn't want to be somewhere where I wasn't loved and cherished. And the truth is, I have found myself more often in those situations than in situations where I felt like I was valued. Now, that might be an issue with myself, which I'm working on. But also, that comes from the fact that there are just people out there who don't get it, and they don't get you. And the other fact of the matter is that they can go on their own and find what they're looking for, and that's okay. But you deserve much better. You deserve so much better. And I know sometimes this comes from within, where we feel insecure and we think, how am I going to get myself up and out of this? Am I ever going to feel better? You are in charge of that. And I want you to remember that that strength that gets you up every day, that is the same strength that can help you to love you. And there are definitely times, especially for myself, that I think it's impossible. I'm never going to love myself, not really. But did you know that it's okay to love yourself? In fact, I encourage it. And I saw something recently. My friend posted this as just a meme or something, but it said, you won't hate yourself into loving yourself. So, in other words, if you keep beating yourself up, you're never really going to get anywhere. And it's not going to make it any easier. So you might as well realize what I see in you and what those who truly value and love you and are there for you see in you. And that is the beauty and power and simple awesomeness that you possess. You have it. You do. I promise. There's that little spark inside of you that I know is telling you that somewhere deep down it's a little true. And we're going to make that a lot of true. We just got to keep working at it every day. I know it's hard, especially at first, because for me, I always had these spiraling thoughts. So I would think myself into self-loathing. I would think myself into anxiety about things that might not even be true. So ask yourself, is that even true? How do I know it's true? I've said this before on my channel, but it's a really good question to ask. You have no real evidence. And even if you have evidence that somebody doesn't value you, well, screw them. No, I'm serious. Screw them. Not like literally, but figuratively. Screw them. What kind of a person openly is bullying, mean, or actively tries to make somebody feel bad about themselves? That's a person that is very low in terms of not only status in life, but in terms of self-love as well. Because when you are confident and secure in the person that you are, you don't need to go around and bring down other people. Misery loves company, and it's true. Anyone that wants to make you miserable or hold you down or make you seem like you're less than you actually are, they're lower than you, they're beneath you. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. And think about it this way. You think of yourself as pretty lame, probably, right? If you're like me, which is untrue. But you probably think that, yeah. So if you're pretty lame, but you wouldn't hurt somebody else, and you wouldn't want to make somebody else feel bad, at least not intentionally, then what does that say about the person that does? That tells me they're pretty low on the totem pole. It's true. And again, I don't think you're lame at all. I think you're amazing. But if we're going to go along with what's in your head right now about yourself, then yeah, that person stands below you. They do. I know it's hard to believe. I know it's tough to give yourself the love you need. I know. In a world that tells you all of the flaws that you might have and all of the ways that you can fix them, stand up and say, screw you. I'm gonna like me anyway. Stand up and say, I have the power to love myself despite it all. Bobby Hill says that. I know I did a video not too long ago about inspirational Bobby Hill quotes, and it might be silly. It's from King of the Hill, and there's an episode about his body and how he's acknowledging that he might be a little bit overweight, but he's not going to feel bad about it. And there are people out there that might want to make him feel bad about it, but he doesn't have to feed into that. And I know that it's easier said than done, but you know what? It takes just as much energy to try and change that around. So I think maybe today we take that energy and we put it towards something positive. We're going to change the way that our brain works a little bit. And it will change over time. It takes a little bit of time to make a habit, but you've made a habit out of hating yourself. Let's make a habit out of loving yourself, because what happens if you do that? Well, you set boundaries for yourself. You're able to stick to them. You get a little confidence, and that wouldn't hurt. And you realize your real potential. Just how powerful you really are. What's worst case scenario? Someone gets a little jealous that you're doing well and that you like yourself. Something happens maybe down the line where you feel like, oh, maybe I misjudged that and I'm feeling a little bit low again. See, confidence isn't about easily falling into this feeling of self-love, but confidence is work. Confidence is perseverance, that even in times that are tough and times where you don't feel quite adequate, you keep going anyway. And you've been doing that so far. So I think we can add a little love in. Okay? You're worth it. You're worth it, and you are worthy. You are worthy, just like Jane in the new Thor movie. You are a god, goddess, whatever you prefer. You are capable of so much, and you've done so much. You've really done so much, and I think you ought to pat yourself on the back for some of your achievements. Give me one thing you're proud of that you've done, and it can be a little thing. Maybe you had a hard time getting out of bed today, and you brushed your teeth. That's an achievement. You did it. You fought for yourself today. I want you to fight for yourself every single day. Again, I know that's a tall order right now, but it gets easier with time, and you've got me backing you. If you ever need someone to back you up in your self-love, I'm right here. I will always be here because I care. because I see the value in you. You are valuable. You are worthy. Despite what our subconscious likes to tell us sometimes, you're so worthy. And you're so amazing. And I'm really, really, truly glad that you exist. I am truly glad that you have graced the earth with your presence, because you do so much to make the world better, even by just being yourself. Because being yourself brings joy to at least one person. Being yourself is the most valuable thing you can be. So don't lose that. And don't let anyone try to change that. You're you, and if somebody doesn't like it, well, they don't have to stick around. They can get out. They don't have to be here. They don't have to stick around for all of your greatness and all of your glory and all of your worthiness. Tell them, as my mom used to say, and I used to always laugh about this, because I would tell her, I'm not telling that to a kid on the playground, Mom, because they're going to make fun of me. She used to tell me, tell them to go fly a kite. She used to say, tell them to get lost. And I should have taken that advice more, because truly you can surround yourself with people who really value you and love you, and I encourage you to do that. But even more so, I encourage you to surround yourself with love, and also to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. I have a hard time doing it too, but forgiveness doesn't mean that you're forgetting the lesson about something. It doesn't mean that you're not consciously aware of what has happened and where you're going with it, the consequences. Forgiveness means that you're letting go of that negative emotion that doesn't serve you. You're letting go. You're letting go of that weight that holds you back. Because it's one thing to learn a lesson, but humans are the only creatures on earth that like to hold on to the weight of our regrets and our misgivings and our insecurities. Let that weight go. You're freer that way. And you're free to be that fabulous self that I know that you are. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. I believe in you. And I love you. And you're going to be okay. In fact, you're going to be fantastic. If you ever need, just come right back here to me and I'll tell you it again. I love you. I love you. I love you. And you should love you.